picking our calls.
So no agreement with the EU, but
Good day, viewers, and welcome to yet another episode of Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network, right here in the city of Port Harcourt. News, events, and stories abound in the state system. ATN's appetite for in-depth, unbiased, and factual reportage is the driving principle for this program in order to bring government activities to the doorstep of the people. Let's go through the highlights of today's report. In Lagos State, court bars IGP from arresting the Epe Royal House leader. In Kogi State, 53 electrical transformers intercepted by security agents. On corruption, police banned the use of POS in stations and facilities nationwide. And federal government to hold public hearings on the minimum wage. We'll take a very short break, and when we return, we'll go straight to the details. Please stay tuned.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through
people into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable
Welcome back, and now we head into the details for today. The Rivers State Governor, Siminalayi Fubara, has explained that the reason his administration chose peace is to sustain the achievements of the past governments and the ongoing developments in the state. Fubara said this message of peace, sacrifices, and commitment has liberated the people of the state, who in return support his government. The governor made this assertion yesterday at a ceremony organized by the Okrika Council of Chiefs Amayanabo of Okochiri Kingdom, King Ateke Tom. Reacting on Atlantic Television's Open Conversation, a public affairs analyst, Lucky Man Egila, lauded the disposition of Governor Fubara as he maintained that the pathway to a long-lasting peace is to do what is right.
Governor said he wants peace. If you want peace, you follow peace. You do what is right.
Okay.
The governor knows too well that the 23 local government chairmen of the state and the entire people of Rivers State voted him in as the governor. The person that led his election, that campaigned for him, is the current minister of FCT, who was the former governor of Rivers State. If Wike does not mean well for Rivers people, he will not work towards achieving the goal for Fubara to be a governor. If they allow Fubara to contest with other candidates, Fubara will not win distinguished Senator Magnus Ngeye Abe in the pool. He made because he has a weight, and that weight is His Excellency Ian Wike, that works towards making sure that he wins. And that weight is because Wike has his voice in the 23 local government of Rivers State. The local government chairman, they are strong men that has known the looks and crannies.
There's more news, but don't forget you can connect with us and watch us on our ATN socials. Facebook and YouTube, Atlantic Television Network. Instagram and TikTok, Atlantic TV Network 1. On Twitter, we're on Atlantic TV Net. And watch us live on our website, atlanticnetwork.tv. Moving on, a Lagos State High Court sitting in Epe has restrained the Inspector General of Police and 6 others, their officers, men and agents from arresting, detaining or inviting Otumba Abdulwasiu Musa Adebamowo in connection with his headship of Ewade ruling house of Igboye. The IGP was also restrained from doing or taking any action against his powers and rights of management of the family landed property in Abapawa, Bojuwara, Talase, Idotun, Legumo villages of Igboye land in Epe, Eredo, Lagos State. Justice Wasiu Animahun, who issued the restraining orders in a judgment in a suit by the applicant, said that the order will subsist until the determination of the suit on which the order of injunction was made. Others restrained by the order of injunction by the court include the Assistant Inspector General of Police, First CID Annex, Alabon Close, Ikoyi, Lagos State, Assistant Inspector General of Police, Zone 2, Headquarters, Onikon, Lagos State, Commissioner of Police, Lagos State Command, Ikeja, Lagos, Commissioner of Police, Special Fraud Unit, Milverton Road, Ikoyi, Lagos State, Deputy Commissioner of Police, State Criminal Investigation Department, Panti, Yaba, and the Area Commander, Nigerian Police Force, Area J Command, Elemoro, Lagos State, who were listed as 2nd to 7th defendants in the suit. The court granted an order restraining the 1st to 7th respondents and their officers, men and agents from harassing, intimidating, inviting, arresting, detaining, and compelling the applicant to render accounts of the management of the family landed property to the 8th to 14th respondents under whatsoever guise or means until the final determination of the suit. Justice Animahun also restrained the 1st to 7th respondents and their officers, men, and agents from reinvestigating the applicant on the same criminal allegation made against the applicant by the 8th to 14th respondents and or their privies and cohorts in respect of the management of the account of the family land and landed property until the determination of the suit in which an order of interlocutory injunction was made. The 8th to 14th respondents respectively in the suit are Julius Lawal, Caleb Ogunubi, Felix Adekoya, Kayode Adebowale, Adedayo Sunday, Musuliu Musa, Sunday Adebowale, Kesha Properties and Investment Limited, Aviance Homes and Properties Limited, CMW Properties Limited, and a sum of 2 million naira was also awarded as cost of action jointly and severally against the 8th to 17th respondents. A Lagos High Court sitting in Abuja has issued a preemptive ex parte order of injunction restraining the Lekki Peninsula Phase 1 Residents Association from trespassing, encroaching, or carrying out construction on the piece of land belonging to Lekki Estate Ferry Terminal Limited. This followed a suit instituted by Lekki Estate Ferry Terminal Limited against the association. In giving the order, Justice M.A. Savage said it was based on an application dated February 19, 2024, brought pursuant to the paragraphs 1 and 2 on page 7 of the Expeditious Disposal of Civil Cases Practice Direction No. 2 of 2019, made pursuant to the 1999 Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended, and Section 89, subsection 1 of the High Court Laws of Lagos State, Cap 19, 2015, an inherent jurisdiction of the Honorable Court. The claimant had filed a 21-paragraph affidavit deposed to by Hakim Alobo dated February 19, 2024, and a written address dated the same day. The claimant's counsel, Benga Ojo, moved the application, and Justice Savage, in his ruling, subsequently granted the preemptive ex parte order of injunction restraining the defendants, whether by themselves, their agents, servants, whosoever from further encroaching, trespassing, or carrying on any development and construction on the property of the applicant, particularly delineated in the Lekki Peninsula Scheme, Scheme 1, Lekki Jetty, Etiosa Local Government Area of Lagos State, pending full compliance with the applicable pre-action protocol of the commencement of a formal suit under the Practice Direction Number 2 of 2019. He adjourned the matter to April 23, 2024 for further directive. 23 suspected kidnappers and 44 other suspected criminals terrorizing the people of Ondo State have been arrested by the state security outfit codenamed Amotekun. 3 jailbirds, Taiwo Adeola, Juwon Olarwaju, and Olajide Olayemi were amongst the suspected kidnappers nabbed by the security outfit. Parading the suspects in Akure, the state commander of Amotekun, Chief Adetunji Adeleye, said 67 suspects were arrested during their operations across the state within the last 2 weeks. Adeleye said the 67 criminals were arrested within the last 2 weeks of rounding up of operations Ember Months program that we embarked on. A good number of them were suspected kidnappers, while others were identified by their victims. Some of them were arrested with different types of weapons. Some of them house-breaking tools, some suspected robbers and murderers. Out of these 67, we have 3 that could be regarded as jailbirds. One of them escaped from Benin, according to him, where he was answering charges bordering on kidnapping and robbery. Another one who claimed to be running away from fellow kidnappers because he was not joining them again. We were able to arrest him in what he learned his last operation in kidnapping before we arrested him. He told us he is a member of a 7-team kidnap group terrorizing Uso, Emure, Owo Axis. These were cross-sections of criminals troubling the peace of the state. The major reason for parading them is to send a signal to criminals that Ondo State cannot tolerate them, and the government is resolute in ensuring that the peace and stability of the state is not disturbed by them. Operatives of the Kwara State Police Command have issued a notice to the landlady and tenants of the residence where the 3 siblings of the same parents died of suffocation in their ongoing discreet investigation into the matter. The notice was issued to the occupants of the residence on Monday, asking them to be physically present when they visit the residence on Tuesday. The investigative police operatives are to visit the residence on Tuesday as part of their ongoing probe into the matter on the directive of the Inspector General of Police, Kayode Egbetokun. Correspondent recalls that the State Police Commissioner, Victor Olayo, ordered a discreet investigation into the death of the 3 siblings who suffocated to death in a parked car in Ilorin last week on Sunday. Operatives of the police on Monday visited the residence number 8 Boluke Lane, Zango Kulende, quarters of Ilorin Metropolis, where the 3 siblings of the same parents reportedly died in the same car on the fact-finding mission. However, they could not gain entrance into the building as the gate was under lock and key and nobody was around to welcome them. The police operatives then proceeded to the family house of the late siblings' mother, Shade Silifat, Ile Magaji, Taiwo Isale Road, Ilorin, where she was recuperating after she fainted as a result of her children's tragic death on Sunday. Correspondent learned that the police operatives queried the mother for not reporting the matter officially. Our correspondent also gathered that while the family intends to settle the matter internally, the police commissioner directed the SIB to go ahead with the discreet investigation in the bid to get to the roots of the matter. Meanwhile, the landlord of the residence where the siblings died has issued a quick notice to their father, identified as Abdul Kadir Jimo, who has since gone into hiding since the tragic incident occurred on Sunday afternoon. Abdul Kadir, a barbing salon operator at Okeandi, Zango Kulende area, said that he was said to have borrowed the ill-fated car which killed the 3 children from from his sister for the naming ceremony of a newborn baby by the second wife 9 days ago. Suspected armed herdsmen have killed a soldier, 2 farmers, and injured several others in separate attacks on Ochumeku and Udedeku communities in Apa and Kwande local government areas of Benue State. The military personnel attacked Sunday afternoon were part of the troops of the military spike operation codenamed Operation Whale Stroke, deployed to the state to stem the activities of armed herdsmen and bandits terrorizing the locals. They were said to have come under attack while on patrol in the community. The attack came as 2 others were killed and several others sustained injuries during a raid on Odedeku community of Mavia, Mkomwon, district of Mbaiko, Council Ward, Turan Jaloaka, and in Kwande local government area. A source in the area said the armed herdsmen who had already taken over 5 council wards in Turan and the 3 wards in Ikuravia invaded Udedeku community, where they ambushed the victims and slaughtered them like animals. They said apart from the 2 persons they killed, several others sustained injuries in the attack. At the moment, all the 5 council wards in Turan and the 3 in Ikuravia in Kwande East are occupied by Fulani herdsmen. The people have fled their homes to seek refuge elsewhere for fear of being killed by the well-armed herdsmen. Confirming the attack on his troops, Force Commander of OPWS, Major General Sunday Igbinonwian here, informed that 3 of the marauders were killed in the offensive and several of their arms recovered. They said the suspected armed herdsmen attacked the soldiers deployed in the Ochumeku Apa local government area. They killed 1 personnel and wounded 1. The troops in response killed 3 and injured several of them. They recovered 1 AK-47 rifle and rounds of ammunition from them. On the incidents in Kwande, he said the OPWS is currently carrying out a clearance operation to flush out suspected armed foreign herders who have invaded the local government area. 53 electrical transformers meant for electrification projects in different parts of the state have been intercepted by security agents in Kogi State. The truck ferrying the transformers was on its way to Lagos State when it was intercepted at Obajana. A gang of criminals were also arrested with the truck at Obajana with the electrical transformers, which were believed to have been stolen from the National Integrated Power Project facility in the state. The 53 electrical transformers are now in the custody of the Abuja Electricity Distribution Company. Governor Ahmed Usman Ododo, while reacting to the development, lauded the efforts of security agents for their vigilance and commitment to duty. According to the governor, the recovery of the stolen 53 electrical transformers and their subsequent arrest of a gang of criminals responsible for the act is an indication of improved fight against crime in the state. Speaking through his special advisor on media and publicity, Ismaila Issa, the governor expressed delight that renewed efforts by his administration to combat crime in the state is already yielding tremendous results. He explained that the suspects arrested in connection with the incident have volunteered useful information that led to the arrest of a fleeing member of the gang in Ilorin, Kwara State, an alleged receiver of the transformers in Lagos State. Ododo restated his determination to stamp out crimes and criminality in Kogi State. The Federal Road Safety Commission, Kaduna State Sector Commander Dr. Kabiru Nadabo has said no fewer than 12 persons died and 28 sustained injuries in an auto crash along Zaria-Kano Expressway. Nadabo told press yesterday in Kaduna that the fatal road traffic crash occurred at Tasha Yari village at 7:36 a.m. yesterday said the trailer was traveling to Kano when the unfortunate incident occurred. It said that the cause of the crash was wrongful overtaking, speeding and overloading, which sadly resulted in the high number of fatalities. Nadabo said that the chairman of Makarafi local government area and the unit commander Tasha Yari were on ground to assess the incidents. He said that investigation into the incident revealed that 40 people were involved in the crash, 28 got injured and 12 were deceased. The injured were conveyed to the Makarafi General Hospital for further treatment. The owner of the vehicle, who is in Azare, Bauchi State, has been informed and directed to report to the Kaduna Sector Command, while the driver of the trailer was reported among the deceased, he said. Nadabo said that the accident was avoidable, adding, hence our resolve to continue to reach out to stakeholders, particularly transport unions. This is to preach and sensitize their drivers on the dangers of speeding, overloading and dangerous driving and the use of cell phones while driving, amongst others. The corps in Kaduna will strive to continue to work hard and liaise with transport stakeholders and the media in preaching the word of safety. You've been watching Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network right here in the city of Port Harcourt. We'll be back after this break. Please don't move a muscle.
From the line across the ocean to the land beyond the mountains, through the Sahara, we bring all the sport news, live analysis, expert discussions on trending stories in politics, business, socio-economy, sports, and documentaries. So catch all the updates on the happenings around the globe. Stay focused on the fact today, only on ATN.
People into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
So no agreement with the EU, but
people into the country illegally. That is amazing.
Honorable
You human trafficker.
Honorable they are not picking our calls. They made up their minds.
so no agreement with the EU, but
Glad to have you back on Government and Public Service Reports on Atlantic Television Network right here in the city of Port Harcourt. Now to the rest of our stories. The Nigerian Communications Commission said yesterday that SIM cards previously linked to the national identification numbers were bad because they were bad. It was explained that the job of using NIN to track kidnappers currently terrorizing the country is that of the police. The NCC spokesperson, Reuben Moka, said that the people who probably didn't get a cleared or verified NIN had been bad because the earlier ones they submitted were of no good. He said some SIM cards had verification and identification issues, such as disparity in information, including names and other data. There were still some subscribers whose NINs are yet to be verified by the National Identity Management Commission, and those have also been corrected. It will be recalled that many subscribers have complained that they had previously linked their NIN with their SIM cards years ago, but the NCC spokesperson said some lines were bad because the information on the NIN did not tally with what the customers registered their SIM cards with. Moka added, for now, it requires those physical visits to the stations to get them verified and validated, but in the future, we hope this will be done virtually. The NCC had last week issued a directive to telecom service providers to bar subscribers who had failed to link their phone numbers to their NIN on or before February 28, 2024. The federal government is to hold public hearings to review the minimum wage across the 6 geopolitical zones of the country. The head of press and public relations of the Federal Ministry of Finance, Mrs. Helen Chukwu, in a statement in Abuja this evening, indicated that the series would commence in the southwest. According to her, the Minister of Finance and Coordinating Minister for the Economy, Mr. Wale Edun, will chair the event to be held in Lagos this Thursday. Other hearings have been scheduled to take place in the northeast in Yola, northwest in Kanu, north central in Abuja, south in Uyo, and southeast in Enugu. According to her, these sections aim to gather insights and recommendations to inform a fair and sustainable minimum wage policy reflecting the engagement and contributions from various stakeholders in the region. In Lagos, Mr. Edun will be joined by Governor Adeleke Ademola of Osun State, representing state government interests, Omo Lamai Grace from Manufacturers Association of Nigeria, and Mohammed Nura from the Nigeria Association of Small and Medium Enterprises, voicing employers' perspectives. Similarly, from the organized labor would be the Adeyanju Adewale from NLC and Shuaibu Afusatu, TUC, alongside the Minister of State, Labor and Employment, Onyejocha Nkiruka. Mrs. Chukwu said that the hearings will ensure a fair, sustainable national minimum wage reflective of our economic realities and aspirations. The Nigerian police force has banned the use of point-of-sales POS machines and other electronic mobile money transaction devices from all stations and other police facilities nationwide. A statement issued on Monday by the force spokesperson, Olumuyiwa Adejobi, said that the decision followed the public outcry on the alleged illegal and illicit transactions through the POS within police formations. The statement noted that the ban was aimed at preserving the integrity and security of police operations and to forestall the perceived corrupt practices. The force PRO also said the purpose of the ban was to clear the commands and formations of possible criminal intrusion under such guides. He stated that despite the previous directives, it has come to the attention of the force leadership that some commands and formations continue to flout this regulation. As such, the IGP warns that any violation of this ban will attract severe sanctions on the leadership of the affected commands and formations. A federal high court in Abuja on Monday again adjourned a fresh 1 billion naira suit filed by the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, against the federal government until March 18 this year for hearing. Correspondent had on January 8 reported that Justice James Omotosho fixed the hearing for today when no lawyer was represented in Kanu in court. Upon resumed hearing today, counsel to the defense, L.I. Hassan, told the court that they were yet to be served with the processes in the matter. But Kanu's lawyer, Aloy Ejimako, said everything needed for the service of the processes on the defense had been perfected. He wondered why the originating motion and other applications were yet to be served on the defense by the bailiff. Justice Omotosho eventually adjourned the matter until March the 18th, 2024, for the plaintiff to serve the defense in the suit. Recall that Kanu, through his lawyer Ejimako, had filed the latest suit for the enforcement of the fundamental rights while in detention. In the originating motion dated and filed on December 4th, the applicant sued the Federal Republic of Nigeria, the Attorney General of the Federation, Department of State Service, and its Director General as the first to fourth respondents, respectively. The suit was filed pursuant to Order 2, Rules 1 and 2 of the Fundamental Rights Enforcement Procedure Laws and Rules 2009, amongst others. In the motion, the detained IPOB leader prayed for 8 reliefs. He sought a declaration that the respondent's act of refusing or preventing his counsel from taking notes of details of counsel's professional discussions and consultations with him at DSS detentions, with said discussions and consultations relating to preparations of his defense amounted to denial of his right to be given adequate facilities for the preparation of his defense by legal practitioners of his own choice. They described the acts as illegal, unlawful, unconstitutional, and constituted an infringement on his fundamental right to fair hearing as enshrined and guaranteed under the Section 36, subsection 6, subsection B and C of the 1999 Constitution as amended, and Article 7, subsection 1 and subsection C of the African Charter on Human and People's Rights. Kanu also sought an order of injunction restraining and prohibiting the respondent from the act of forcible seizure and photocopying of confidential legal documents brought to him at the detention facility by his lawyers. An order of injunction restraining and prohibiting the respondent from the act of eavesdropping on the applicant's confidential consultations and conversations with his lawyers on matters relating to preparation of applicant's defense during the lawyer's visitation with the applicant at the detention facility. He is also seeking an order mandating the respondents to jointly or severally pay the sum of 1 billion naira as damages for the mental, emotional, psychological, and other damages he suffered as a result of his rights breach. House of Representatives is set to issue a warrant of arrest on the executive members of Binance cryptocurrency platform who were absent at the investigative hearing held on Monday at the National Assembly. Chairman of the Committee on Financial Crimes, Jinja Onwusibe, made the disclosure on Monday in Abuja during the investigative hearing against Binance Group over various allegations ranging from financing of terrorism
the situation that Binance had been faced with, particularly in the last 7 days, had forced a very, very difficult situation. the situation that Binance had been faced with, particularly in the last 7 days, had forced a very, very difficult situation on it. What has happened, Mr. Chairman, is that two Binance executives who came into the country were arrested by another Nigerian authority, specifically the National Security Advisor Office. And since then till date, these two Binance executives are still in custody. For this reason, it has been difficult, extremely difficult, for the global board of Binance to mobilize other executive members of the company to Nigeria, because there is genuine concern about their safety and security. And so this is the situation that we have been forced to contend with.
A member of the committee, Issa Dongonyaro, moved a motion calling the committee to evoke its legislative powers through the House to issue a warrant of arrest on the management of Binance. Chairman of the committee, Onwusibe, who put the motion to voice vote, which was adopted, noted that the Green Chambers will issue a warrant of arrest on Binance over various allegations leveled against them, ranging from financing of terrorism, tax evasion, amongst others.
Report back to the House so that the House may invoke its constitutional power to subpoena Binance to be brought before it so that it may answer these questions for Nigerians. I believe we are just dragging our feet. Binance is not here. You have written, you have given us a synopsis. Mr. Chairman, let's do the proper thing. Let the House take leadership of this issue. Let Nigerians be in the forefront of what is going on. There's nobody better than the House. I so move.
Recommend to the House of Reps to invoke its powers, its constitutional powers, by issuing a subpoena and also issuing a warrant for Binance executives to be arrested and brought to this committee to answer these questions. Questions relating to financing of terrorism, money laundering, and other financial crimes, as stated in the petition, including evasion of tax. That's the position of this committee. Binance has been operating in the financial space of this country for more than 6 years now, and they have not less than 20 million Nigerians on their platform they exploited.
Moving ahead, Ministry of Women Affairs said it has plans to unveil the mobile court for violence against women and children. A Nigeria for Women project and the Integrity Brigade, which cuts across the civil society groups, religious leaders, traditional leaders, and media to help regulate governments and NGOs on decisions making to better Nigeria. The Ministry of Women Affairs Barrister Uju Kennedy said this while briefing newsmen in Abuja.
onset, allow the poor to breathe. That day, Mr. President mentioned that the poor should breathe. And other serious support, Mr. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is giving to Nigerians by signing for a restructured Nigeria for Women project, restructured one, so that help coming for women will go directly to the vulnerable women and the rural women. Money, marriage, and so many other things is part of it. Number 3, the president endorsed a mobile court to address violence, the mild and minor issues on violence against women and children. And the Nigerian Forum endorsed it too. So it's part of what we are celebrating, and on that 7th of March 2024, we will get it. So it's part of what we are unveiling. There's Nigeria for Women project, restructured. That is part of what the president is unveiling. And then the most important is the Integrity Brigade, which all of you are joining, and most Nigerians will equally volunteer to come in. So many Nigerians have volunteered. They are coming in. The royal fathers across our nation, the religious leaders, both Muslim and Christian, they are equally coming and joining the Integrity Brigade. What will the Integrity Brigade do? They want to make sure that every decision that will be made concerning Nigeria must be the one that will benefit Nigerians.
From the line across
the source of information to Nigerians on government and NGOs' activities while guiding through a destructive protest and thereby encouraging government to work in favor of the masses.
Integrity Brigade will be informing Nigerians what is going on. Money is meant for them. What is being used for. If it is for A, Integrity Brigade will make sure that monies are pushed to A. If it is not pushed to A, Integrity will come out and inform Nigerians what is going on. Integrity Brigade will make sure that we won't be having protests and all kinds of things to distract the government. Rather, they will fight for Nigerians by themselves through their medias and so many other peaceful means of achieving it. And I can assure you, if anyone is trying to do whatever that is not okay for the nation, and when we come out and face that person, the person will not do it. We will leave people that are doing things and be facing the government when there are people behind some of the things that are happening. If you are the person making such wrong decisions, we come after that person without disrupting our country. Because at the end of the day, when we protest and do all sorts of things, the people that still end up suffering are the vulnerables, the less privileged, and the rural people. They are the ones that are suffering. So if we want to save Nigeria, why should we be doing things that will suffer our poor people? Insecurity today, the poor are the ones suffering it. So the Integrity Group is there to save Nigeria, to encourage Nigerians, Nigers to save Nigeria, to encourage the federal government in carrying out its duties in a way that we will not allow any individual to frustrate the efforts of the federal government that will favor the masses. So that is what the major things that we are doing on the 7th, which is very important that you people lead.
And to other news, the federal government said it will begin the distribution of grains nationwide to curb hardship in the country. The Minister of Agriculture and Food Security, Senator Abubakar Kyari, disclosed this in a statement via his official X handle on Monday. The minister, who hailed the resilience of the Nigerian people, urged them to back President Bola Tinubu's government in its quest to address the challenges facing the country. Recall that since the removal of fuel subsidy and the floating of the naira, the cost of living in Nigeria has skyrocketed. The development has provoked protests in several parts of the country as Nigerians sought the government's attention to address the economic hardship. The Nigerian Labour Congress and the Department of State Services are in a face-off over the planned nationwide protest. The NLC insists that only the federal government honoring its agreement with Labour will prevent the strike. In a letter dated February 29, 2024, the NLC dismissed the government's claim of fulfilling 80% of October 2, 2023 agreement and urged the government to be transparent in its fulfillment of the agreement to avoid escalating unrest among the citizens. Speaking on Atlantic Television's Society Watch, a public affairs analyst, Govt Thompson, stated that the best approach to quell the lingering economic crisis across the nation is to be transparent and focused in collaborating with the NLC on utilizing to its maximum the nation's potentials for better livelihood.
Was supposed to reduce hardship on the populace has not been implemented, and the federal government are saying that they have done 80% of what the NLC asks, and they are saying no, you have not done this. How do you give 5 naira to a child and the baby is saying, I didn't see 5 naira, you insisted? Is it that NLC, they did not notice that 80% was done? Or is it that the federal government is trying to bring something that looked like a mirage that will just stop this protest? What is your take?
What the government ought to do, you know, if you remember, Immaculata, I've said it over here. If government wants to be transparent, government should issue a joint statement with NLC. That is how you save yourself about a credibility crisis.
Okay.
Issue a joint statement. Both of them should craft that statement. Government should not on its own just say, we have given you 80%. You can't be doing that in an enlightened society. Bring NLC together, say, see what we have done, agreed, agreed. See what we have done this one, agreed, agreed, agreed. Is it up to 80%? Then they jointly issue it to Nigerians. But if government goes behind NLC to be saying such things, Nigerians know who to choose.
Govt Thompson identified that the challenges faced across the nation is a direct ripple effect from the insensitive governance and mismanagement of public funds.
Well, with due respect to the Honorable Minister of Works, Engineer Dr. David Umahi, this is a distraction and a digression from the real issue. Well, the problem of this country, the problem why the economy has regressed is not headers. The problem of headers is there, but that's not why the economy. That's not why cement is 15,000. That's not why there is no. That's not why there are no roads. That's not why there is no light. That's not why petrol is 800 naira per liter. That's not the reason. So what he's doing is is just distracting us and digressing. David Umahi knows what he's saying. I won't say that he does not know what he's saying. He knows what he's saying, but he has not gotten the point. The reason why the Southeasterners are not joining in protests that you find in Kano, in Minna, in Lagos, Abuja, that's what he's trying to address, but he's not addressing it. The reason why Southeasterners are not doing so is a completely different thing.
To the land beyond